Hello and welcome back. This is Christian again, and we are going to be continuing our Tableau overview, and we're going to be in part 2 today. So now what we are going to do is we're going to, in the bottom here where you see it says sheet 1, this is the sheet we have been working on, and we're going to right click it and rename the sheet. We're going to rename it to monthly sales by region. Enter there, and now we're going to open up a new sheet. You can do that by clicking this first little icon here. It's the plus sign with the bar chart in it, and you have a new blank sheet. So to start this off, we are going to drag product category into the columns, or into the rows actually. That's where we're going to bring it. And we're going to double click on the sales there and double click on the quantity, and you can see how it brings them into a measure values. This is just a different way of displaying it. If you drag them into the rows and now you have a bar chart or something like that, quick way to fix this is just click on the text table right there and show me, and it should bring you up to a similar screen like this. And so we're going to rearrange the order right now. And so just as we were talking about before with the dates and how you can drill down from year to quarter to month, you see the category option right here has this plus sign. So when we click on it, you can now see it split up by subcategory, and the sales and quantity reflect the subcategory rather than the total category. That's because these columns or these dimensions are part of a hierarchy that's labeled as product. We can go even further and see the manufacturer there. So we're going to roll it back up to where it's just showing category for the purpose of this demonstration. So let's say that we wanted to create a new calculation for sales divided by quantity, and you wanted to see what that value was for furniture, office supplies, and technology for your different categories. So you'd have to create a calculation, and a quick way of doing that is you can go to the analysis button up here in the top of your screen and go to create calculated field. And you can name it sales divided by quantity. We're going to just name it by what we are doing here. And what you could be tempted to do right away is when you start typing in sales, it gives you that option and it selects that dimension or that measure. But what you might want to do is you might want to just type in sales divided by quantity, hit apply and OK. And then you see that your formula's in the measures options now, and there's a little equal sign next to the pound sign showing you that it's a calculated formula. You didn't do it on your own. And when you double click on it, you bring it in. But you can kind of quickly see that the sales divided by the quantity is not this value. And that's because when I wrote the formula this way, I was not using aggregations, so it did not know how to group by properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the sum of sales divided by quantity out of it, and then we're going to right click on the formula, click edit, and we're just going to aggregate these values to the sum of sales and the sum of quantity. Click OK. We're going to double click on that again, bring it back in, and now this is starting to look like the right value. 742,000 divided by 8,000 comes out to be about 92. But when you are looking at this, you can see that this is a currency value here, and it's divided by a quantity, so you should get a currency value. A quick way to format that, though, is you just right-click on the value down here, and you hit Format, and then you get this little drop-down, and you can change it to Standard Currency, and you can see $92.43 is that value. Another thing I want to point out is you can do your calculations in what is called ad hoc by just double clicking into this measures value region, or you can do it in the rows or columns, and you can start typing in sales and you could build a formula right there. But we are not going to continue with that at the moment. And so now we are going to get rid of the sum of sales, get rid of the sum of quantity. We're going to exit out of that right now. We're going to go to show me, and we're going to switch this to a bar chart again. And we are going to color by category. And so we are setting up to build a dashboard right now. And so we're going to right click this sheet 2 tab and rename it to sales over quantity by product category. So we have two sheets. As I was saying, we're going to start building a dashboard now. So you can see it's this second option down here in the bottom. It's kind of the window pane with the plus sign. And now you have a little bit of a different screen because dashboards aren't sheets. You don't have your dimensions or measures on the left side, and you kind of have this blank area. And this is a place where you can put together whatever visualization you're working on. You can change the size of the area for where you pull in all your visualizations. So we'll change it to a little bit of a larger screen. And now we can double click on these sheets, or you can drag them in, and you'll have whatever sheets you were working on before. We can see both of them. You can drag them around the screen to put them where you want, which is pretty nice. And then right here, let's say we wanted to give a little bit more room for the line chart. You have that option by just dragging it down. And we can get rid of this title here if we want by right-clicking the title, click Hide Title. We can also see, though, that this bar chart, it's not taking up the full space. It's not going to the bottom. Just like we did before with the pie chart, we can go here, have it fit entire view, and now that is fixed. Another thing that happened when we were dragging all this in, we have our legend for category of the different product categories. It's a little bit further away from the bar chart than maybe we like, but we have the ability to bring in kind of this blank section. You have all these different values in here, or different objects in here that you can drag in. So we're going to drag in a blank object, so that way the category is now closer, and we can line it up so that way it matches with the bar chart here. So you have a dashboard right here, but let's say you want to make it dynamic and you want to make it interactive. When you were to click on furniture, that all of the monthly sales by region would now just be showing the monthly sales of furniture by region. So a way in which you can do that is by clicking on this sheet right here and the little funnel here, and it's use as filter. So now whenever I click on a value here, it filters the top screen or the top sheet into whatever you have selected. We're going to sort this bar chart right now just to make it a little bit easier to follow. Now, in a similar way, you can see that this drop-down filter, it correctly still filters the line chart, but it's not changing anything with the bar chart down here. So to fix that, we are going to hit the drop-down arrow on that and apply to worksheets is what we're doing. You can have a few different options here, but I'm going to choose selected worksheets. Hit the sales over quantity by product category. You can see it wasn't selected. Click OK. And when you switch between the different years, you can see now that in the bottom bar chart that the values are changing from year to year. And then let's say we stick on 2016. When you click furniture, it's now showing the monthly sales for the furniture by the different regions in 2016. And so you just made a dynamic dashboard that you're able to interact with and provide different values. So thank you so much for joining. This was the second part of our two-part overview of Tableau and getting started. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it useful.